Hello.
Well, welcome everyone to the first ever Call EJ YouTube video. My name is Jeremy White, and I am one of the editors of the journal. We also have Professor Nozawa, who is the editor-in-chief at the moment, and Professor Daniel Mills, who is another one of the editors. So thank you everyone for coming today. Um, So first of all, Nozawa Sensei has a few things he'd like to say, and a little bit of an announcement as well. So Nozawa Sensei, I'll hand it over to you.
Okay. Um, Thank you very much for kind introduction of me. I'm currently the Core-EJ editor-in-chief, and this is going to be a brief exploration of Core-EJ past, present, and future. And as many of you may know, that Core-EJ was born in 1999 after we discussed with the on-call editor, then the Dr. Mike Levy of UQ, University of Queensland in Australia. And I was working for Core-EJ after JALT Core SIG was formed. And I tried to establish the kind of the core JALT Core journal, but they're not very enthusiastic about it. So I independently started, and it became Core-EJ Online at the beginning. But in 2010, name has been changed from Core-EJ Online to Core-EJ, which might be better and shorter. And then 2011 to 20, we have been indexed by European Reference Index for the Humanities, or Scopus, or National Diet Library, and Web of Science, Publons, so that we are very happy and also honored. And then current, this is a kind of past 3 years of information here. The 2020, it reached over 126, and last year was tremendously, large number of received manuscript is 171. And this year so far, by today, 127. So we are pretty popular among those co-researchers. And this is Core-EJ team at the moment, and all voluntarily minded and leading scholars from all over the world, and 17 members from Japan, Spain, Iran, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, South Korea, and the USA. And also those mostly reviewers coming from East Asia, Southeast Asia, Middle East, Australia, New Zealand, USA. And so about now 41 members from 20 different countries. So, and this is a historical flow chart of the received and reviewed results. And as you see, in 2014 area, you had the first wave comes increased. So before that was very smaller number of manuscripts we received because not so popular. But 2000 also you can see this in 2018. Another second wave comes to reach 80. And last year, 171. It's a new record. And this is an overview of Core-EJ publications for the past 23 years. And again, last year was a record high publication was made. And we are very happy. Then this is a peer review process of Core-EJ. And when we get those manuscript, APA 7 written manuscript, with usually we have to ask now plagiarism check report, like a Turnitin, and we can reject or we accept to move on. But after internal review is done by our editors, and we may have to ask authors to resubmit after fixing their minor or major problems. And then they can accept it or reject it at this stage and move on to, we find the available reviewers and ask them to do two of them. Then after a few weeks later, we have to accept or reject it. And even though we may have some problems, positive and negative reviewers' results, we have to ask the third reviewer to make a final decision. Then we go on to the publication. And so this is a summary. Manuscript received, then internal review is done, then accepted or rejected, and then we move on to peer reviews, and then accepted or rejected and published. And so far, really well-written research papers accepted in a few weeks in this process. But the longest time in 2021 happened was 7 months. Well, of course, the authors may have some personal problems to resubmit their original materials. So after revising it, so it took 7 months, but actually it has been accepted. And also rejection was made quickly in 1 month, or after struggling with positive or negative reviewers, and then finally rejected because the improvement was not so successfully done. And when the longer one, usually we have to go for third review. So this is the issue. When we receive the papers, they are not really read the submission guidelines well on the website. So sometimes I receive the PDF format, not Word format, or letter size, writing other than A4 size writing, or some of the, those Islamic countries, they use right to left writing style. So I had sometimes difficulty to reformat it. And also language itself, we are now asking them to check with a grammar checker like Grammarly, and before they submit it. But still, we find many English mistakes for non-native authors. And third, the literature review is sometimes outdated and lack of latest references for the past 3 years. And also, we find lots of inaccurate in-text citations, and also not in APA 7 style. Or we may find sometimes plagiarism problems for certain places. And also, the methodology is concerned. Single method was not really welcomed. We welcome more the complicated style, or double method, using questionnaire and interviews and so on. And lack of correct data was found sometimes, and maybe it's possible to have smaller number of data for qualitative research, but still we need a good treatment and the length. And this is my recommendation for you. I know all the any of the contributors should visit the journal website first and understand the scope and objectives. Sometimes because of the core in their nature, I mean, we are getting some more software developers manuscripts, but they are not really related to language learning or teaching. So like manuscript in a style published in our journal, but they are not really reading our published articles before submitting. So they have to understand our scope and objectives. And also, they have to review at least several references published in the past 5 years. And yeah, they have to follow the APS 7 style. Often, those multiple authors style or the many other tables, or title of tables, location is below that tables, and something like that. That is not the APS 7 style. Also, as I already mentioned, that the mixed method is recommended. And also, lots of nowadays authors use SPSS, but sometimes very too much on statistical data analysis and less discussions or more recommendations, not very ideal. So we have to pay attention to that too. And also check the final version with Grammarly. Still, after revising and revising, we may find some problems of grammar. Well, it doesn't have to be, you can write all British English or all American style English. But sometimes, if they cannot use the Grammarly or any of the plagiarism software, they have to ask the qualified native speaker of English who have published in the quality journals. And there are some Scribner or APA Overview or Purdue, all very good sites to check. And this is the 6 tips that will save you from journal rejection by Enago Academy, but this is maybe helpful for the those viewers who would like to submit their manuscript to us. So authors must do a plagiarism check first, like using a Turnitin. And of course, Turnitin is usually academic, higher education have the chance to use it, but probably some of the developing countries may not have a chance to use this one. So maybe ask someone else to check it for you and submit the report together with a grammar checked manuscript. And manuscript must be followed with the submission guideline accurately. So please go to our website. Always you are challenging to write a very good quality of academic paper for our journal. So don't hesitate to ask us too. So any queries should be sent to editor@markcollegiate.org. Thank you. That's it now. Okay. Well, thank you very much for all the volunteers to make the Core EJ journal very professional and well-received quality journal. And I have been working since 1999, but I decided to step down my position as the editor-in-chief, and I found very nice and able successors, and they are going to take over my position from January 2023. So I'm very happy, and I wish best luck of those successors. Is that enough?
Thank you.
Yeah, if that's not clear, the
thank you so
successors
much.
means myself and Daniel will be taking over from January 2023.
Yeah, and maybe we should introduce ourselves a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah, so I've been here in Japan for about 15 years, and for the last, I believe 10 years, I've been in the university system, working as both a part-time lecturer, then a full-time lecturer, and then a tenured professor. And I've been involved with Call EJ, I think for at least the last 6 or 7 years, mainly as publishing in Call EJ, but then I also was a reviewer and now, eventually editor. And from an educational background, I have a doctorate degree in educational technology from University of Wyoming, and my research interests include mobile assisted language learning and technology adoption.
Yeah. So my name is Jeremy, and I've been in Japan for next year, 2023 is 20 years actually. I started in Japan as a assistant language teacher at a junior high school. And I became interested in teaching through that, and I started my master's degree. And I went to Australia and finished my degree there, and then I came back. And then since 2007, I've been working in the university system here. And I've been at Ritsumeikan since 2009. So yeah, it's a good chunk of time now. Currently, I'm a tenured professor. From April, I'll be a full professor at the College of Information Science and Engineering. And I have just in the last couple of weeks finished my PhD. My PhD is around game-based learning and using Minecraft and task-based learning to teach English. So I'm really looking forward to working with Daniel to take over the journal and moving it into the future a little bit. But we, have to say thank you to Nozawa Sensei for setting this up. I mean, it wouldn't be possible without you. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah. So what is next for you, Nozawa Sensei? What is your, now that you have more time after stepping down from the journal, what are you planning on doing?
Well, I'm also, writing my life story bilingually, Japanese and English. I stopped on the way, so I have to complete that one. And then it's on WordPress site and of my personal server. Then I have to probably transfer to ebook from there. And because server cannot keep those information, however, so maybe ebook is better. And well, I try to enjoy still teaching, and I'm a lifetime teacher. So next year I'm teaching the same number of classes in my university, Ritsumeikan, where Kokusatsu campus, and the one class each for semester at Kinugasa campus. And I was asked, I'm happy I was asked to continuously teach at the OIC when College of Information Science and Engineering move. So maybe just only 1 year for maybe, I'm not sure about the College of Information Science and Engineering EFL programs, but that was the extra classes from from the one department from Kinugasa to Osaka, Ibadan campus. So I'll be probably teaching 2 more years. Then I'll completely probably get out from teaching world, and I do my personal hobbies. Hopefully playing golf, or still I'm healthy. If I try to be healthy, so continue to swim or walking and try to shape up all the time.
Great.
Sounds great.
If you didn't know, our campus, the Bioko Kusatsu campus, has a beautiful pool there. So the faculty are able to swim a few times a week, I believe. Never used it myself though.
Me neither.
What was it? Oh, so how many hours a day do you think you'll save yourself from not having to send emails now? I mean, we receive emails from you at 5 o'clock in the morning and 10 o'clock at night. So
well, I'm whenever I'm in front of the computer, my program is running, and I have the iMac and Windows BIOS in front of me, so I can do multitasking. So whenever it comes, mails comes in, and if it's related to core EJ, I try to respond to the sender as soon as possible. So yeah, sometimes some of the emails may come in as a spam, so I have to check the spam mails as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not a 24-hour work, but whenever you have time and sitting in front of you and doing not your own work, probably you should check your emails.
Yeah,
Great.
pretty high standards that Daniel and I have to live
Yeah.
up from.
Well, you guys probably have to share the work, and you can make half of the work each, right? But
so that would be good.
Authors are sometimes very anxious about their results, so try to do as soon as possible. Probably, professionally speaking, that's more fair for anyone to get it done quickly. Because, but sometimes you may find some emails requesting too quick review, because some of the people are involved with a PhD candidates and have to publish by the next spring or next month. Or, it's not possible. So I have to politely, reject that kind of request, of course.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Great.
So yeah, well, best wishes for your work coming up, more burdened or work actually from next month. So, before that, I will try to set up. I have to give you more servers information, but still I may be probably stay for the coming year, the advisor or honorary editor-in-chief, so that I can give you a lot of help to you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, great. That would be wonderful.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, thank you very much for all the effort over the years to get the journal started, and we're happy, or maybe a little bit anxious about how we can continue it from now. So yeah. Congratulations on your retirement.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.